Hi everyone, Jerome Wright here. Again, here on my Geronification channel here on YouTube. Okay, and as you are aware, I'm making claims that there are genetic records, manipulation records, that shows how there's a continuation of ancient genetics being manipulated in our world, and that Christianity and the royalty of our world is at the helm of it all. Okay, I'm alleging that a lot of Renaissance, matter of fact, practically all of the Renaissance artists actually reference it in their artworks of how genetic manipulations took place in the history of mankind and in a lot of historical moments, whether they be biblical or just straight out in the history of explorations, that these genetic moments, genetic manipulation moments, actually appear in the record of any of these Renaissance artist paintings. And I mean, it's extraordinary. It doesn't make a difference who the artist is, what era the painting was made, or the sculpture was made, or the architectural structure was made. I mean, I can see into it because I am instinctively drawn to it. Okay, if it is there, if it is to be known, if it is to be seen, I'm drawn to it. It's like if I created the creation or the masterpiece that's depicting these suggestions myself. All right, here I'm going to show you something. I made some drawings over here. Ignore them for a minute. This is of Christopher Columbus. Another thing, people, to verify what I'm doing, pretty much, I mean, Google is your best friend. You can Google the original images. All you have to do is just Google Christopher Columbus landing America, and all of these different pictures will pop up. In fact, now that I'm showing you this, you can probably even find other pictures that actually have the same things that are in them that I'm showing you, the encryptions. But I'm going to show you something here. I got my pens here in hand. First of all, it is my contention that these individuals that explored with Christopher Columbus, they're signifying genetic bridges. If you come back here, when you Google this image, I'm gonna come up with a larger image. You'll see a younger boy and a female back there. The boy is in green, and the female is dressed in red in color. These signs, these color codes, people, represent genetic bloodlines. Reptilian, okay, and that of ancient genetics. Both genetics actually which evolved from the beginning of time. Now, I'm not going to go into detail explaining what they are right here, right now, but this is what these colors are very important for. The same colors that are there, you see the red up front and then the green back here towards the back on this conquistador looking guy. Okay, there's a cross-referencing of the genetics. There's a message. If you also notice that the conquistador looking fellow here with the hat on has his gun in his hand over his shoulder and pointed his gun barrel right at the cross, which I'm alleging that the cross means the cross-referencing of genetics, okay, which I know the origins where they evolved from. All right, now notice here that you have the inhabitants of the island, okay, the natives of the island, bowed down. Then you have this guy here on the entourage of Christopher Columbus, bowed down. It shows you that there is an exchange of genetics and genetic bridging, and these are the reason why these individuals are kneeling down. It is a genetic bridge, a human genetic bridge, meaning that genetically, the genetics that Christopher Columbus was commissioned by the Vaticans and Queens of Queens to bring to America, these explorations were about genetic bridging, okay? And this is what this is all about, okay? It's about furthering the genetics of mankind and altering the same, all right? Now, I'm going to prove my point here in a minute. I know it sounds like it's a lot. Say, well, Jerome, well, just hold on, just listen, give me my chance. First of all, in all of these images, you'll notice that if you can't see it outright, first of all, just notice how everybody's positions are. Notice that the flag staff, look how they cross there. Look at the way these implications are being made. You know what I mean? Nothing is being held straight up and down. It's shown. Look how Christopher Columbus showed you that the flag is up, shows you the royal flag, and then showed you his sword down to the ground, showing you genetic splicing. Okay, that's the message in this. Now, come over to the trees for a minute. I'm going to go right into drawing images because I don't want to run out of time here. First of all, I want to tell you also that this cross-referencing right here, insignia right there, is also back here. And I'm going to bring up a larger image to show you that the islanders have the same image that is here portrayed in the background, just right through there, through the triangle right here. Alright, I'm going to show you something in a minute, showing you that there was a genetic splicing. Alright, however, when you Google the image, look here. The first obvious mouth with the tongue out is right here. Okay, there's a mouth. Now, that's not the whole face. You would think that you see the whole face because it almost looks like there's an eye right up in here. Okay, then it goes into creating another mouth, which is right about here. Okay, and then it keeps going up. It gives you half of faces going up and going up, and up in here you'll start seeing, if you Google the image and come in close, you'll see the distinct image of an ape right here. And I got it partially drawn right there. Look right here where my pen is at. You'll see a distinct image of an ape. And then when you come up here, you'll see the wrinkles in the forehead of an ape. There. The nostrils. You'll see the nostrils. You'll see disconfigurations of an ape image in here. All in these sections right here. Then you will see a mouth here. Okay, and a chin. You'll see small portions of the face. Then it is shown, what is shown here is that these images, it is show you where these genetics were broken down. There's the root, showing you how they came up. These islanders had it, and showing you how Christopher Columbus and them. Look at this here for a minute. Look at the face, lips in there, eye. It shows you how Christopher Columbus and them came in and broken down the genetics of this of America, and that's what this is all about. Now, look at this for a minute, people. It shows you ancient rooted genetics. They use the trees. That's what this was all about. And then it shows you that the limbs, that the genetic levels, that these genetics were broken down, and it shows you. Look at the face encrypted there. They begin here and they evolve up and come out, and you see Christopher Columbus's flag tilted in a way that where it shows you where they were split, and this was the end result. Now check this out, and this is what they brought back. See the flag that pulled is coming up this way, shows you right here. This was the end result in genetics, and I can tell you what that was. Now I'm going to take that down for a minute, people, and bring up another. Now remember I told you that in the background, let's see if I can get that. Yes, we are there. Okay, in the background, people, there's, let me see where we're at here. Back here, the greenery back in the back, or the shrubbery, whatever you want to call it, the woods in the back here. There, and when you Google the images, you'll see islanders back here. People that are indigenous to the island. Okay, it creates the greenery back here creates the face of a frog-like creature, a reptilian. Okay, now these are actually trees up here where I'm over top of the eyebrows. But if you look at up in here, eyes are like created right there. And guess what's going there, people? The islanders that are down here, there's trees, they're at this. It shows a genetic cross-referencing, and it even creates eyes right there, people, like this, and the mouth goes across right there. Can you see that? Let me get over there where I'm over a little bit. Let me bring that over so you can actually see that more. Can you see that there, people? Right here, the mouth creates almost like the frog-like face to give the appearance of a reptilian. And it shows you that the genetics that was already on the line, that scenario is identical to what is right here to Christopher Columbus. And it's in It can be seen right here in this area between this triangle right there, showing you a cross-referencing of genetics, which I'm alleging that's what the cross stands for. Okay, so this is what this is all about. And look here for those faces. Now, if what I'm stating is true, and this is one image, this is an unknown author too, by the way, people. Is that face there? Right there. Okay, yeah. Yeah, okay, I'm not going to do that again. Alright, there you go. Look at this, people. Look up in here how it creates the eye. And you can see how the artist, almost the mouth, and this creates a transparent image of a face. And it all shows you how it evolved from the root of the genetics that are in the island. And how these guys made a human genetic bridge coming across the island. And it shows you that the same colors in the clothing as there, the hats are here, showing you that they were sacrificed. Those genetics of the boy and the girl that's back here, and the green and the red, sacrificed, and it shows you that their hats are now here. Nothing is there. That there was a genetic bridge from here to there, that they crossed over to get there. And Christopher Columbus' sword down in the ground shows you that there was a genetic splicing, and now they have claimed the island genetically. That's what this is all about. That's what this image is all about. Look at it and make sense of it, because when it's actually told to you in the sense that it's supposed to be read in, the image makes a whole lot of sense. Alright, now I want to show you something else. Here's another image of Christopher Columbus. Look at this, people. An entirely different image of Christopher Columbus landing in America. But if you Google the image, these two images that I've shown you thus far are the #1 images for this Google search. Now I'm gonna back up, I believe, because hold on, maybe I can back it off here. Alright, I'm going to back off right there. Okay. First of all, let me take it up some. I hate this because when I have to remove this, I lose precious time here. First of all, I'm going to show you some things that you would never even see until I showed you. I'm going to show you the first thing that I want you to take a look at. When you Google this image, okay. Now this is a popular image that is actually on your Google search. Okay, I'm going to come here. First of all, what you don't see, I'm going to show you some obvious stuff here. You won't see this until now that I'm showing it to you. Look here along the ground where Christopher Columbus' sword is at. Remember I was talking to you about genetic bridging? Remember in the other image there with the girl and the boy with the coloring clothes, the red and then the green? Look how this guy has his hand out, and his hand's grasped over like if he's pulling the soil back into his body. Right there. Okay? And then you have this guy in position to walk over his back. Now right here, you'll see a shiny object. You'll be like, well, what in the world is that? It shows you that it was a new slate, genetic bridging, that this guy now steps off the boat and steps on based on this guy, which actually sacrificed his body genetically. And who you don't see is the woman. She's encrypted into the ground right here. When you Google this image, this is what makes this so understanding, people. Look down here on the ground and you'll see the image of a woman, barely visible. There's her body there, outstretched arms, and they show her face dissolved into the ground right there. Her would-be head is in there. I'm running out of ink here, I guess. Her would-be head is right there, and her face encrypted. So what would that be doing there, people, if I didn't know what I was talking about? Right there. Look at this. Genetic sacrifices there and there. Genetic bridging. Christopher Columbus laid down his sword, showing you there was a genetic splicing, and now they are genetically into America. That's what this is all about. Look at the positioning of, again, the staffs of the swords. Look how this guy has his sword going up in between There's the image of Jesus on this flag, being on the cross, and look how everything is shown, making a genetic connection. Look at this. Look how they follow the arms. Shows you how they genetically intermingled. Finally getting into Christopher Columbus wearing the red, the blood, and showing you how they genetically came onto the island. Now, other images that I want you to pay attention to is here, up at the leaf in the tree in this image. These are #1 images, people, that you can Google. Look at these images that are in the tree. Okay? They look like partial faces. Look at them up in there. And then look at them morph in that direction. Okay? And it shows you their faces, just like in the other image, how the genetic manipulation took place. And it begins from over here. You'll see a witch-like woman's face over here. Okay? And unbeknown to you what you cannot see, which I can see, is in here are likenesses of apes, from the largest to the smallest, right in here. And then down here, where this priest is holding up the cross, again, showing you with his outstretched arm that there was a cross-referencing of genetics. Okay? And that's why the cross is in his hand and he's holding the cross out. He's not blessing this island. He's genetically altering the island. And that's what this is all about. Now, if you come down here to his robe, you can probably barely see it. But people, I am so seeing this stuff that it's unbelievable what I can see. You will probably barely see it. But I have a woman here. Oh, I meant to show you the woman in the other image as well, too. Oh gosh, I didn't. There was this. The horned woman is in the other image. How much minutes do I have here? Let me see if I can get to. There's a horned woman. Oh gosh, I just dropped it. There's a horned woman there, who I dub as the mother of creation. Is she shown here? Oh yeah. I'm gonna bring this. She's actually right here too. Okay. Google the image and let me bring that up right quick so you can. Am I right there? She's right there. With her horn right there. Okay? And you'll see her, you'll see the lips and everything, people. Look for the set of lips here and then the set of lips there, and you'll see the face. There and there. You'll see her lips there, and then you'll see these lips here. The man and the woman. Okay? It's important because you're going to see the same thing right here. Again in the bushes. There's the horns. Okay? There's a female face there. Now, people, it is extremely hard to see, but I'm drawing what is already there. I am not an artist. I like to actually repeat that. I'm drawing because I can see it. Okay? All I'm doing is just tracing over basically what is there. There's the face of a woman right there next to this guy. And I know what these genetics are actually stating. Then next to her, in the same bushes, there is an image of a man. Okay? And it shows these genetics, people, going into the indigenous people of the island, or the inhabitants of the island, or the islanders, or the natives of the island, which are right there. And shows you these genetic connections. There's like a worm-like image going there. The guy's hand is receiving it there, and then it shows you this side going up. These two branches of this foliage that has these encrypted images in it, showing you going into the people and showing you genetic. The one down here. Now, if you back off the image, their images create images, and it shows you how these genetics were broken down as a result of this genetic bridge beginning back here, how they came onto the island, genetically broke down the genetics of these people, and shows you what was taken out and showing you what was brought back, and this is what was taken out. And again, Christopher Columbus staff, the tip of his staff shown touching that of what was taken back out of the island. Now, keep in mind, people, that these people was exposed to smallpox by the visits of explorations of Christopher Columbus and others onto the island. There was a contamination of their genetics, people. And I'm suggesting that it was done purposely through these genetic alterings that were commissioned by the Vatican, these explorations that was commissioned by the Vatican and by the kings and queens, okay, of our continents. They knew what they were doing. They were destroying continents. I'm suggesting now that they did it to Africa. They did it to which was called, I guess, the New World, or North and South Americas, and it makes a whole lot of sense because all of these ancient civilizations suddenly disappeared. You know what I mean? So, or either became infected disease-wise. Now, if you think that that's a bunch of crap, or you don't follow me, it makes for a good story though, doesn't it? Okay, well, how come I can show you encrypted bodies laying down in the soil if I wasn't right? This woman laid down as a genetic sacrifice, a genetic bridge. Look how this guy's holding his hands out like a drawbridge lowered. This guy's coming over his back. Christopher Columbus is doing it here. How come I'm showing you these genetic bridges? Human genetic bridges. How come I can explain this in a way that it makes so much sense? You know why? Because I'm right. Okay, now, here's an image that I've already posted, and this was created by Salvador Dali. This nutcase. I love Salvador Dali because his artwork is right out there in your face. I'm going to see if I can lower this back. Alright. His artwork is right out there in your face. I'm going to try to bring it in. Okay, there you go. Salvador Dali. This is Salvador Dali, Discovery of America. You can Google his name and image too. I have a video here on this, people. Salvador Dali candidly exposes all of this. Shows you what genetics came to America. Reptilian genetics. Here in the sail of the ship, encrypted, there's an image of a whale right there. The whale's mouth, okay, the discoloration is in the sail between there and there, creates that of the whale. On the tip of the whale's face or nose, there is a reptilian being. The eye is there. Look at the long, like antennae eye coming over that creates the eyebrow. Here, like a squid-like creature. Look at that. Look, people. There's an eye, and then there's another squid-like antennae on top of the head. And then look at this here, people. There's a man right here, and it shows you how his arm is connected to that of the reptilian being. And it shows you the naked man there. Look, shows you here connected at the buttocks, and it shows you here connected at the head. Whale, reptilian, man, and then look at the crosses, people. Cross-referencing of genetics. All the way up to the top up here. Look how they turn in every direction, people. Look at this. There's another reptilian man up here. Can you see that? Look, with a cross in his mouth. You see that? See that reptilian right there? Okay, ape-like creature there. You see that, people? And look over here. There's a great white shark right there coming off the flag of Jesus. With Jesus, same thing that was in the flag with Jesus on it. Same thing that's just like was in the Christopher Columbus image I just showed you. Okay. But look what's coming off this flag. How Salvador Dali candidly shows you. Look. The great white shark. And on his face is on his nose, just like that with the whale, is the image of that of a witch-like woman, who I dub as the mother of creation, who's encrypted. Shark, woman, whale, man. People, this is extraordinary. I'm surprised that I'm not even famous yet. And I'm making these videos, and I'm surprised that I'm not famous yet. You know why? Because this stuff affects everything. Everything that we have come to realize and we're instructed to believe. This goes against the grain of everything. It's just a matter of time before it becomes mainstream, because I'm going to tear away at the fabric of everything that is out there. I don't care what it is. And this is all at the root of religion. You know what I mean? Things are going to change. But I'm going to tell you something. It's a good feeling to know where you come from, who you are, and where you can go. Because you do have a choice. My name is Gerone Wright. This is my Geronification channel. I'm going to let this video go because I don't know how long I actually can go. I'm at 25 seconds. In fact, I might be able to go up, clean up to 30, but I'm going to tell you something, people. I would not be able to do this if it were not true. I can take apart everything that we have actually been instructed to believe. I'm sitting up here looking at something. I'm going in and out because I'm looking at, almost look like I see an ape face right here. The eyebrows over the head. Yeah, I think I do. In fact, people, I'm going to come over there for a minute. Look at the witch-like woman right here. You see that? Her real green face. There's an eye, nose. And this will be her would-be mouth area. And then right next to her is the image of an ape. I'm at the top lip area of the ape. Eye. And this is the brow over the ape's head. Look at that. And it shows you, and this is the same thing that is actually in the other image as well too. I'm going to bring this back up what I just showed you, because right in here, when you Google these images, you will see images of apes here, right there. Now, they're hard to actually bring out, people, because they're overlaying each other. But once you find one, you will begin to find them all. You will begin to find them all. You will see like their mouths and all up in there. So take a look at that real good, people, and you'll see the multi-dimensional images. Once you find one, you start separating the others. Okay, so that's what I'm going to tell you. And the way you look at things, are going to be completely opposite, different of that than what you would have done in the past. People, believe me when I tell you that this stuff is incredible. And it's always been there, right in your face, hidden in Renaissance artists' paintings. And then to hear me explain it, it makes sense of what is actually there in the image. Christopher Columbus and them coming from another area and genetically taking over the new area that they actually are in. Now, the likenesses of who we are. Now, the red hair, the blue eyes, the blonde hair, the nappy hair, all of that, people, was genetically altered from the beginning to now. And this is no different than what Adolf Hitler called himself doing. He knew how to genetically alter the genes of mankind. And this is why he was talking about creating the superior race and the superhuman being and all of that stuff. Adolf Hitler knew, just like the Vatican knew. And this is why he had to be stopped in his tracks. And that's what this is all about, people. The same exact thing under the guise of Christianity and kings and queens of our world today. The same exact thing. In unity. They're doing it in unity. Christianity and royalty. They're doing it together. Changing our DNA, our genetic patterns. They know what they're doing. Well, so they think they know what they're doing. People, if you want to know more, continue to watch my Geronification channel. And look at these images that I showed you, because you wouldn't even know that they were there. This is discovery for the first time. This is all new discovery. You look at these Renaissance artists painting and say, well, why in the world are they doing this? Or why is this guy here? What is he, happy to see land or what? No, he's telling you. He took in the genetics from the islands. He laid down his life, got his hands stretched out like a genetic drawbridge. This man's crossing over his back because the genetics were absorbed into him. Because once the brunt of these genetics are taken in, these people become vessels for that. And the genetics are taken in until they're stopped. They're controlled. And then to where The Vatican can step in and let their genetics spool through the island and change the genetics of those that are on the island. And this is what the genetic manipulation process is all about, people. They did the same thing in Africa. They're genetically changing and altering the state of mankind's genetics on these different continents. That's why they're separated. That's why they're doing it. And then they take them in, and now they have all of these genetics in them to make these different genetic beings. Or make us genetically different, should I say. I'm out.